Uh, Meritorious official 2021. I guess class of 2020. Tim Shiels. Congratulations. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great, Mike. It's been a long time coming, and we were inducted 20 months ago, as Leroy mentioned, but it's been worth the wait. And to have family and friends, and former coaches, and current officials, it's very, very rewarding.
So refereeing might be the most thankless job in wrestling. So what does it mean to be thanked and pretty much in the biggest way possible by being inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Well, it's incredibly gratifying because it validates your work. And it doesn't mean that you don't have calls you wish you had over. It doesn't mean that you got it right every time, but it does mean that people acknowledge that, hey, your service and your officiating expertise has been appreciated, and that means a great deal.
So picking up the whistle for the first time 30 plus years ago, do you think you could have ever imagined something like this?
No, not in my wildest dreams. You just want to make certain that you do a good job. Your aspiration is just, I want to get a little bit better. But then when you get the opportunity to work with some like world class guys like Dave Frisch and Darrell Henry, who've been in the Hall of Fame a long time, and they kind of take you under their wing and think, hey, I think you can be pretty good. Then you get hooked, and you want to just keep doing it and keep getting better.
So you've reffed at the high school level, at the college level. What was your favorite type of refereeing to do?
Well, I love refereeing anytime you have great competition and great competitors. I think the officiating's easier because you can kind of anticipate. But I just, ever since I was 7 years old, my dad was a coach, and I tagged along. I tagged along to his practices. I tagged along to his meets. And so I was just kind of hooked. And I think the best lesson that I ever learned as an official was, hey, remember, that's somebody's kid out there. It doesn't matter if they're elite or if they're just kind of so-so. You have an obligation to be fair and consistent.
Can you give us some of the highlights, some of the most memorable moments you've had? You can stick to the good ones.
Well, you do remember the ones you'd like to have back, and I think I mentioned those in my presentation, but certainly, my first national championship, I officiated Jordan Burroughs, and it was kind of like, thank you for winning handily, but just such a world-class person, and obviously his credentials as a national champion, Olympic champion, world champion, that was a real highlight. Also, just a number of national championships. I think the one in 2011 in Philadelphia just was kind of a breakthrough for me. And then certainly the dual meet that I officiated, where it was between Carver Hawkeye, but it was between Iowa and Oklahoma State. And they both in their careers had won 84 duels. And Iowa was trying to beat Oklahoma State that night at Carver Hawkeye for their 85th. And the match was determined on criteria, and Oklahoma State won. And it was sold out. It was a highlight. It was a great evening.
So I think you hear about wrestlers getting carvered sometimes in that arena. Is that hard to ref as an official in a place that is so passionate and so full to the brim with folks that are again rooting for their home team?
It is, but I think maybe Rec Hall. I think even the West Gym, because they're as intense as Carver is, they're still at least a distance away. You have some breathing. And like Rec Hall, West Gym, even some of these newer venues where, hey, they're going into some of their older gyms and packing them in, and the people are right on top of you. I mean, you make a call and a fan zone is in your back pocket. Those are hard. Those are really intense, but a lot of fun.
So, you went through it as a wrestler, you went through it as a coach. What made you decide to start doing it as a referee as well?
Probably as a coach, I just felt that probably had enough of an ego to think, I think I can rep better than some of these guys that are out there. And a lot of coaches probably think, I can rep better than Tim Shiels or some of the guys out there now. But I think that was it. But I also knew that I wasn't going to be able to continue coaching, but I also knew that I had to be involved in the sport, and refereeing was that vehicle for me.
So keeping a large pool of referees is pivotal to keeping the sport healthy and functioning. What would you say, I guess, to those folks? Maybe they're done wrestling or they're coaching a little bit and on their way out, that want to stay involved in the sport, and why should they consider refereeing?
Well, I think they should consider refereeing because it's a great way, as you mentioned, to stay involved in the sport. But I think, really, and I'm proud of the fact that as the national coordinator, we've really made an effort to give more opportunities. So, in my era, you were going to referee a long time before you might even get a chance to kind of move up. We're looking at a lot of really great young officials right now that you're seeing moving into big high-profile matches into national championships a lot earlier. And I think if you have that desire and you want to be good, then, hey, refereeing's a great tool. But you've got to first and foremost get into it because it's just, hey, I care about those student athletes and I want to give back. If you're coming into it with the idea, well, I want to get into it because I'm going to work a national championship, probably not the best way to start.
So last question, where are you going to put the medal?
I'm going to put the medal in a case at home. As the years go on, you're fortunate, you get a lot of nice awards, but this one will be with me my lifetime, and this will be in a case at home. It's that special.
Well, congratulations. Well
Thank you,
deserved.
Mike. I appreciate it.